What's good, yo? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of Persona 5 the animation. Apologies, guys, for the video take for being out so late. I went to go see Solo earlier today, so yeah, that was before I even watched the episode. I had to watch the episode, do that. I also recorded the review because I didn't want to, lose any. I wanted to, talk about it immediately when I got home, just to make sure I don't forget anything that when I saw it. So yeah, the review's already finished filming. I just need to upload to you guys. Yeah. So yeah, apologies for the video being out so late, but yeah, let's begin. So. Overall, I gotta say this episode was pretty good. There were a couple of flaws I had in this episode that were they skimmed over some stuff from the game. Pretty pivotal stuff that I was like, come on, anyone, you could have given that scene a little bit more extra attention. But besides, overall, the episode was pretty good. So let's begin. So we started the episode off with the families, putting their plan in motion. They send out the calling card. There's the dude in the glasses tell Madarame, like, hey, sir, there's this calling card. It does, vanity, blah, blah, blah. We're going to steal your heart, blah, 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 blah. And, so the crew then they put they put the plan in motion. They they have Morgana up in a crate like this is a Mission Impossible type of shit. They got a Yusuke looking out. We got Akira over there working the actual crane so to put Morgana down, and Ryuji are working to turn take out the power so they get the thing. So they get the painting. Next, while it's going on, we have kind of a quick back and forth to the future where we see Sayo. Okay, so how'd you steal it? Okay, this is how you did it. Did you actually change his heart? Blah blah blah. And when they find the painting, they get the painting, they unlock it or they open it to see what it was, and it's actually a fake. So then we see Madarame. Then we see Madarame's like, ha ha ha! I fooled you. It was a fake. Ha ha ha! And he shows them what the actual painting, what the actual treasure is, and it's the Sayuri, the unedited Sayuri. Because, like I said in my previous review, guys, this painting is very significant, and that's because the painting of the Sayuri is actually of Yusuke's mom. Her final wish, her final, final painting, her last hurrah right before she died. And so, in Yusuke, when he looks at it, when he finds out that it's his mom holding baby Yusuke, and when he uses it, he knows that he realizes almost immediately that is his mom. And we find out why Madarame did this. It's because that her mom was actually dying. I believe she had a seizure, if I remember correctly. And Madarame, he could have very easily called the cops, called an ambulance for her. But if he didn't, and he just let her die, he could take away the Sayuri with no strings attached. So, of course, he picked the latter, letting Yusuke's mom die. Now, you guys may remember in my previous review where I said that I wish that Shithead was saved for last because of what he did to the girl. Well, I would definitely say Madarame would definitely be a close contender, but I feel like, yes, letting a poor woman die, I said, when you could have very easily saved her and leaving her a child alone, and he took Yusuke, was to make sure he took in Yusuke just to make sure he wouldn't notice his mom, just to make sure he wouldn't notice about the Sayuri. Yeah, it's bad, and I could definitely say it's debatable which one of these guys are definitely the worst. I would definitely say these probably two are the worst. I mean, like I said, the rest are assholes in suits and gangsters. These two are probably the top two because, with Kamo Shithead, he was straight up, abusing his power, of course, screwing over Ryuji, and, with all that, breaking and, destroying his knees. And, of course, sexually harassing and assaulting the girls, even straight up raping them like he did. That he probably did with Shio. The man probably straight up raped her or probably did both. And probably a few other of the girls. While Madarame I would almost argue because those are straight up kids. The man is straight up raping, sexually assaulting, and, abusing his power to fucking kids. Yeah, they're high schoolers, but they're still just kids. While Madarame also, did something very similar. Where he just let a woman die, because just so he could take her work and make it his own. Do a little edits to it, covering the baby so that people don't know why the expression of the Sayuri, keeping it a mystery that's theorized through the art community and shit. Well, I would also argue that's very bad, but at the same time, I feel like Kamoshi was a little bit worse because he was abusing minors Yusuke's mom was dying of some illness or something, and he did, and then he also did take care of he did take Yusuke in. He didn't have to. Yes, he did. Just his intentions were not pure. Tell him oh yeah, I'm just doing it just to make sure you would notice about the Sayuri and notice it was your mom and all that shit. he could have very easily just let the kid just like let out in an orphanage or let him out just be in the street, just say sorry kid, fuck you. But he didn't. So it shows you that he at least gave out maybe at least a little bit of a shit against you with Yusuke. Maybe did feel a little bad about like it was maybe like he had some guilt towards him letting Madarame's letting Yusuke's mom die. So it was like like just to like kind of rectify his actions, but then again probably giving the man a little bit too much credit. But yeah, enough of me debating about talking about which one I think was worse, because like this is the only one where you could definitely argue which one was worse between these two, because like I said, the rest are assholes in suits and gangsters. Now, so then we have of course he transforms, and and I definitely say that from the game to how it was in the anime, I definitely say the fight was overall pretty good. I definitely like the design. He was CGI like with Kamoshida, which I'm not really mad at, because like these big monsters like this is probably takes it makes sense for them to be CGI. I like the way that how they transformed how it looked like in the game into the anime. I definitely say that was that it overall looked pretty good. So kudos to A1. The art animation looked pretty good as well throughout the couple times where the art looked a little off in places, but it was not like a lot, but not much as last. But actually, there was a lot of art animation. There's a lot of parts of the end in that episode where the art looked a little off, But this one just kind of kind of iffy in parts, but overall it looked pretty good. So then, of course, they then tell they of course bring him out, and then he like disappears, and he gets back and where he's like begging for his life, and then actually when Madarame was explaining his backstory on why he did the things he did, Yusuke just starts laughing. He's like, all reasons I had to maybe forgive you have disappeared when you told me you straight up just let my mom die. Like, and then the music starts playing. Like I said, the music for the anime is ripped straight out of the game. And then he like sort of begs for his life. Yusuke tells him like confess your sins, blah 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 blah, and takes the Sayuri from him. And then he tells him like wait, what should I do? He says like well, first of all, stop what you're doing and then use your own goddamn heart. And so after this, now this is the part of the episode where I told you guys, like I said, that felt very rushed, and it's a part where Madarame confesses his crime, and how it's done here. And now I could be misremembering how it happened in the game, but they kind of just like breeze through like it's nothing. Like we see like we're in Tokyo, and then on the jumbotron they show up like a replay of like hey, here's what happened, where he tells them like I confess, and we don't even see most of it. Most of the time we just hear the audio. We see little bits of pieces like when he starts crying, and the snot's coming down his nose. Like when I saw that in the game, God, I couldn't help but start laughing, and the anime also couldn't start helping laughing. But I did feel kind of a little like a little annoying, a little mad about that. I was like, oh, come on, A1, you could have gotten because that scene. I feel like when the villains confess their crimes, that shouldn't just be like something like, oh yeah, whatever, like you breeze through like I don't know, like some scene with like one of the side characters' confidants. I feel like this should get its own little moment, like you did with Kamo Shithead. When Kamo Shithead, he got his own little moment, like he did in the game, to play it very similar. Here they kind of just like breeze through like it's nothing, which I kind of wish A1 actually gave a little bit more shit and gave it the time it deserved, but whatever. And also when this happened, we of course have the Akechi cameo. I was like, oh, like we had like 2 episodes straight, maybe it was 3. Maybe it was like what 2 or 3 episodes we had where we didn't see any Akechi. I was like, okay, so everyone's done shoving it in there. Nope, they're right now. Grant, he just kind of like just says, oh, we just see him walking down the street. We also see Makoto also has a quick cameo as well, and then. And so after that happens, everyone's like, yay, we did it. And then we get to where their new base of operations is, where, Yusuke tells them, like, hey, by the way, guys, I'm not living in the, that shed anymore because you can't draw there for obvious reasons. And so he decided, like, I'm gonna live in On's place. Without telling On, mind you, he just kind of like, oh yeah, he was just saying, just hopefully she would have said. She's like, as not that he, like, had this present for her parents. I was like, to their liking, and On's like, nah. She's blushing. And he's like, but I spent all my money on this. So I'm like, that's not the issue. Then he and Morgana comes in. So I was like, hey, you can live at our place, dude. And Akira just doesn't defy him. He's like, he just kind of just sits there, just lets Morgana tell, and he agrees. And so then we decide, why don't we have a party there, just to celebrate what we have, to celebrate our accomplishment. What do they do? And they actually, Sojiro, like, hey, it's cool. And Sojiro actually says, and actually while it's going, Takemi is also there, sitting there, drinking her coffee. This is like our third appearance in the show. Yeah, if they're going to show Takemi this many times, I feel like they should. That makes me wonder if they're going to, like, show a little bit more of her confidant later on, because her confidant was pretty good. Her storyline she had for her confidant. It's not one of the. I would say if I had to rank her along with the other side characters' confidances. By that I mean the playable characters, the non-fantasy characters, the ones that were just like the NPCs that you get that had like cool skills and everything. I'd say she was probably like my just judging off my just going off my memory, she's probably my second favorite behind Kawakami. If I had to suggest like if I had to rank them just based on my memory, because her confidence was also pretty good. Yeah. So, we see her. She doesn't really say anything. She just kind of sits there as, a little Easter egg for us gameplays. Like, oh, hey, that's kind of the camera. What do you mean? Because, they've already introduced her. They introduced her, what was it, last week when we saw her? Or a couple weeks back where we actually did see Takemi, and we did see a little part of her confidant with, the experiments and everything. And so then everyone has a party. They're like, "Yay, hoorah!" Everyone celebrates. Then we see 5-10 minutes later, everyone's like, so they're stopped being catch Ryuji, Yusuke, Akira, and Morgana and Ann's sleeping, but she's not really sleeping on the couch. And then Akira, they're like, "I'm stopped." And then Akira keeps going in for more, and Yusuke's like, "But we haven't been supported." He's like, same and that's we see Akira still. He's like, Ryuji's like, "Bro, you're still here." Like, It's not good to let it go to waste. That's so me. If it's food I like, I will always eat, even though there might be some loud. But I don't care if I'm dying. I don't care if I throw up later. I'm not wasting this food. And then after that, we kind of get into the backstories of each character. Yusuke explains, asks Ryuji, "Hey, how do you? What's your relation to Ann? Because you guys seem very close, very at ease with each other." He just says, "Oh, we just knew each other in middle school." And then Ryuji goes into his backstory and hey, you guys don't know my backstory. Why don't you guys tell me your backstories, and just say how fucked they are as well. And we find out Ryuji's backstory, and I was like, oh man, I forgot about Ryuji's backstory, man. Where we find out that Ryuji's dad left him, of course, because it's an anime. Why wouldn't the father leave? Because the most anime series, the mom is always single. Like My Hero Academia, Deku's dad is nowhere. We don't know if the dude's dead. He left her. We don't know. I mean, I don't think because she also says in season 1, oh yeah, my husband can breathe fire, but we never actually see him at all. Even I'm season Horikoshi, are you ever gonna show us Deku's dad? Did he die? Is he still alive? Did he leave her? Something, please. And of course, there's Hunter x Hunter with where Gon's dad left, and then Gon's journey throughout. I guess throughout the first part of Hunter x Hunter, from what I've heard, was to find, but then he changed it midway through the series. FMA, his father, does his own little thing. There's other anime series I can go on where the mom's all by herself and the dad's nowhere to be seen. But he finds that he tells she was a single mom. And and tells her, of course, about what happened with Kamo Shithead, when he punched him, and the teachers were actually hounding his mom, and then actually Ryuji was actually trying to get a track scholarship to make it easy on her. But of course, the same what happened with Kamo Shithead. Then while they were actually hounding his mom, and then she apologized for everything, sorry for being a single mom and all that shit. I forgot how sad his backstory was. Like I said, Ryuji's also one of my favorite characters in Persona 5. Ryuji, he's like I said, he's best bro in Persona 5. He's also one of my favorite, he's probably my favorite bro character from the Persona series if you compare it to what I've seen of Yosuke and Junpei. From what I see about those guys, I would definitely say Ryuji is king, because that man, oh my god, I love Ryuji. I would so crack a cold one with that man. I love Ryuji. And then Kira says, oh yeah, my backstory's a long story. It's okay, keep going. And then, Ann wakes up, and then we get to Ann, where she wasn't actually sleeping. I don't know if she was ever sleeping in the first place, or she was just if she wasn't, she just kind of woke up midway while Ryuji was going around while everyone was going on about their backstories and shit. And yeah. So then Ann wakes up and she's like, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I've known you guys for so long. Our backstories are so similar. Morgana goes oh, but I don't have a backstory because I can't remember. I have amnesia. That's my backstory, And oh, Ryuji's oh, don't worry, man. I'm sure their backstory is just as fucked as ours. And yeah, so then and we also and that's when the episode ends with like actually right before I one more thing. We then see Akira and of course Yusuke goes to sleep and Yusuke turns and see the Sayuri. Where then and next for the ED they didn't actually play the normal ED. They just had the credits playing with like this amazing song in the background. I don't know if this was from the Persona 5 OST or not, but the song choice, excellent there from A1. And we find out where then Yusuke decides that he's not gonna live with Akira anymore. He's just gonna live in the dorms, just to get more experience as an artist, because so he can interact with more people, to get experience to help him become a better artist. He's telling you Sojiro this while he's drinking some of his coffee. Like I said, the sound choice was amazing. He puts Sayuri up on the wall at La Banque. And then it ends with Yusuke towing his bag away into the sunsetter up down. Which then we found the next episode is called Operation Made Something, which is a dead giveaway that next week we're going to be seeing Kawakami's confidant, which I'm so happy about because Kawakami's confidant is probably my favorite of the side characters. Like her confidant is great. I love Kawakami. She was definitely one of my. She's like, if I had to out of the and like in terms of best girl for Persona 5, Kawakami is second behind Futaba, and third would be Makoto. Futaba. Now for the main characters, I would say the best confidant would probably have been Futaba or Futaba on or Ryuji. No. On was more or less just kind of a fashion thing that with like little bits of Shiho. I wonder if we're going to see that in the anime where they're going to delve into like some honest confidant with the stuff of Shiho and such and things of that sort. I'm actually very curious if that's actually going to happen because I would definitely probably my favorite of the main series confidant was probably either maybe Ryuji because this was pretty good, like he did selling things on the track team and everything, or Futaba, man, that goes. Yusuke was also pretty funny. Yusuke was pretty entertaining as well. That one was pretty entertaining when he was tried to get out of this slump or something. And so overall I give this episode 9.5 out of 10. OST was great. The art animation was overall pretty good. Of course, solid voice acting from the crew. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter if you feel like, please touch the stuff below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.